What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Commander Nova 445, and I'm back today playing Robot Daycare. I'll be honest, I downloaded it like a month ago, and I don't remember it well. Oh, hello. Okay, hold on. Okay, I messed with the audio, so hopefully, it's better than it was. So, alright, let's play. It just kind of like went straight into it. Um, Oleander? I don't think that's a good idea. Sterlitzia. Why not? I think it sounds cute. And if all of us work together, it's totally manageable. Do I gotta, that's not the problem. I'm worried about this guy overdoing it. What do you mean? Licorice? What kind of names are these? If you take care of the programming, most of the responsibility is on you. Neither Sterlitzia or I would be able to supervise what code you put in. Not true. I can keep an eye on them. After all, my work only starts once it's already built. Well, thanks for trusting me. I don't care either way. Do you have any other ideas? Not really. It's hard to think of an assignment that combines all of our fields. See, it's perfect. You're just glad you have to put the least amount of work. Yeah, that's gotta be it. What? Why do you say that? Because it's the truth. You just monitor its behavior. Fine. Maybe I'll have less work because I won't have to build it, but that just means I can help you guys more. Like being the errand boy and bringing us coffee. Anything for you, darling. Shut up. But since there's a lack of other good ideas, it seems like I have no choice but to agree on the robot project. Glad to see you came to your senses, Lee. Lie, what about you? It says Lee and Lie. Well, if Mr. Pretentious trusts me, I'll program the robot. What kind of robot are we talking about, though? A remote-controlled car? Are you trying to make fun of me? What would be the challenge in that? Not to mention, if it was that basic, I'd really have nothing to do. Was it obvious that we should be something intelligent? Goodness, excuse me for asking a question. AI robot it is. So what should it look like, male or female? Doesn't matter, just make sure it's not hot. We don't want Stretzy to freak out. Yes, don't make the robots hot. Also, I literally, it just kind of like popped into this. I have no context, it just like started. So, like, I don't know who these people are. I'm assuming they're in school, but they're gonna build an AI robot and they act like that's just a cakewalk, so I have no idea if it's like high school or college. My perfectionism won't allow me to create something that looks ugly. Then I hope you won't mind stretchy lipstick stains all over it. I don't use lipstick. Oh, him. Oh, okay. That's the part you're gonna disagree with. How about we make it look like a child? That way it can look cute and Strelitz will be able to control himself. Thanks for having so much faith in me. And it's all settled, right? Is everyone's task clear? Of course, I will build a cute robot. You will give it a mediocre personality, and Strelitzia will be distracting us because he's bored. I only would have stuck around to show solidarity. I can leave if it bothers you so much. Good call. Maybe I can finally focus on work when you're not blasting music. As if he's the reason you're procrastinating so much. You wear headphones most of the time. Then why are you saying Stretzy would distract you? A fire could go off in your room and you'd still focus on whatever book you're reading. I can't tell if you're fighting for or against me. Oh, so being able to stay focused is a negative trait now. If you're gonna neglect everything around you, yeah. We don't even have to build a robot. We can just use you. Enough joking around, guys. Let's call me when the robot is done. Okay. That was the intro. Okay. Does it work? Is it working? Calm down, will you? It needs some time to boot up properly. It's been booting up for several minutes now. You sure you didn't mess up? Why would I mess up? Your coding is probably off again. You have no idea how hard coding AI is. Meanwhile, you're just screwing some metal together and you think you're a genius or something. I'd love to see you screw some metal together if you think it's that easy. Guys, look, the robot's eyes are open. See, I told you, it just needed some time to start up. Whatever, dude. The robot. Oh, he looks, tired. So, why isn't it doing anything? Well, it isn't my fault nothing's happening. The hardware for talking is built in. Are you saying I messed up the programming again? No, I merely implied it. Hey, little guy, say something. Something. Did you program it to have a terrible sense of humor? Oh, but quoting memes would be peak comedy or what? What is memes? It cannot be found in the databank. Great, you already corrupted it. You're requesting permission to research memes? Permission denied. Huh? Will the little guy ask for permission whenever it wants to learn something? Not exactly. It only asks permission when looking up stuff online. Anything it learns through us or through first-hand experience will be saved immediately. I see. What a clever little guy. By the way, doesn't it feel kind of wrong to call it nothing but it? It should respond to anything as long as it consents that you're addressing it. We should probably give it a proper name. What about, World Boy? Rejected. Cyborg? Shit, my phone went off. Double rejected. Well, I don't exactly see you guys thinking of anything. Maybe we should call it Lil... Don't go there. Okay, that's fair. What on earth made you think that would be an appropriate suggestion? That implies that he's capable of thought. And since you're so capable, I'm sure you've thought of a name by now. I have, actually. Oh? What is it? Name the robot. Oh. Poop fart. Are you sure? No. Okay, hold on. Let me think of an actual name. Hold on. Name it Pablo. Yeah, we're naming it Pablo. It's pretty cute, huh? Pablo's a cute name, huh? I don't have any objections. What do you think, Pablo? Pablo will answer whatever name you see fit. Except Roboy. Hey! That settles it. Both his name and the question of whether or not Liquors projected his personality on it. Better mine than yours. Commit primary call sign to Pablo. That's how you do it, right? Call sign committed, as per Stretchy's specification. Ah, sweet. So he can identify us? Yeah, I figured it would be great if some rando wandered, or wouldn't be great if some rando wandered in and sabotaged our project. It can recognize us by voice, distinguish us by appearance, and will only follow our orders. It'll also log changes based on who made them. Pretty impressive, huh? Let's see how quickly we can break your code. Pablo, who am I? Lee. I have expected it to insult him. Who do you take me for? Since we'll be presenting the change log with the paper, I decided to keep the nicknames appropriate. You made that decision by yourself. What if I wanted a different nickname? If you're asking if you can have it call you its dearest, most darling older brother, you could technically do that. It's weird. It's not what I was asking. Hey Pablo, use Stretchy's secret nickname. Oni-chan. Oni-chan. Huh? This is the worst. Pablo, delete that word from your data bank. Oni-chan has been deleted. I don't feel so good. You guys are no fun. This is a college project. We have to keep it professional. Oh, they are in college. Okay. Yeah, and that's why you gave it those weird horns. They're supposed to look cute. Pablo detects a tense atmosphere. Should Pablo play some music to help lighten the mood? Likers, why did you add that feature? There's some calm tunes while we work. Do you have a problem with it? Pablo, play Old Town Road. Old Town Road could not be found in Live's playlist. Oh, thank goodness. How about playing some classical music? Very well. Is this to Stretzy's liking? Is this copyrighted? I hope not. Yeah, totally. Thank you, Pablo. Stretzy is welcome. Isn't that a little too majestic? I feel awkward. Pablo is trying its best. Besides, you're the one who installed the song. Now that Pablo works like we planned, are you ready to run some tests on it? Strelitzia? Oh, this name is so hard to say. Of course. Leave it to me. I'd rather not leave it to you, but I don't know anything about psychology, so I don't have a choice. First you complain I'm not doing enough, and now this? Let's just leave Strelitzia alone with the robot before he makes it download obscure music online. Fine, whatever. Where to start? Empathy testing? Language recognition? Stretzy? Or the turning test, maybe? Oh, what is it, Pablo? What is Lily? Where did you learn about that word? Lai wanted to call Pablo Lily, but Stretzy and Lee rejected. Pablo does not recognize it as a negative term. Should Pablo's databank be updated? That's not necessary. You ask a lot of questions. Pablo's programmed to learn. Queries are the most efficient method of self-initiated knowledge acquisition. If Lily is a topic that should not be discussed, learning not to ask of it is still learning. Lilium. He lived with us before we built you. Is Lilium Pablo's predecessor? I wouldn't put it that way. Older brother? Definitely not that way. He just isn't here anymore. As in, he vacated the premises. Pablo, pause playback. Thank you. You see, Lilium, he, ceased functioning. Was it not possible to repair him? Lilium is human. So it was not. I guess it'd be unreasonable for me to assume that Lai programmed you with the concept of mortality. Does Pablo need to be? I mean, it's kind of necessary in order for you to understand what I'm about to say. What a babysitter I am. It's not even 10 minutes and I'm already teaching you about death. You see, Pablo? Oh, I have choices. People eventually stop existing. People will be taken away from you. I don't like the, stop existing. If they die, but, they don't stop existing. Like, if you stopped existing, there wouldn't be a trace of you, but when you die, you leave traces of yourself. So I wouldn't say, stop existing is the proper way to describe that. People will be taken away from you. I kind of agree with that more, so I'll go with that one. Sometimes people get taken away from you, and there's nothing you can do about it. They never come back. Usually not. And this is unwanted? Yes, well, most of the time. Under which circumstances is it wanted? When people get in your way or hurt you, or hurt someone you love. But you'll get in trouble if you do that, so not many people get rid of others. It's making people disappear bad. This is... yes. At least in the eyes of the law, I personally think it'd be justified sometimes. Don't teach that to the robot! That's bad, Strelitzia. Was Lilium disappearance justified? No, he was the last person that deserved such a thing. Oh, different background. Strelitzia, may I ask you why you begged us to meet up? And maybe explain why Lilium wasn't invited? I was just about to tell you. Have a little patience. Is this a flashback? Because he said Lilium. We have been patient. This is your third slice of cake. Fine, I'll get to the point. I wasn't sure how to bring it up. Have you guys noticed that Lily seems kind of off lately? What do you mean by that? Probably that he's been ignoring his chores like a champ. Well, yeah, that's part of the problem. But what I mean is that Lily seems so distant. Had I invited him to join us, I know he would have declined anyway. He barely leaves our apartment. Hell, he barely even leaves the room. You two haven't noticed that? Now that you mention it, Lilium has been isolating himself. It's not like it. But that's not the reason to slack off with housework. He's sad or something. Isn't he allowed to catch a break? Is that why you invited us here? Telling us to cut Lillian some slack? That's right, you two keep nagging him, so I want you to leave him alone for a while. Not happening. I get depressed all the time, but you don't need to see me decomposing in bed and letting others clean up after me. Sterlitzia, we can't just let him off the hook like that. We all have certain chores we have to do. If Lilium continues to laze around, we have to tell him off. And if that doesn't help, we'll kick him out. Are you nuts? We can't kick him out. He's our friend. But if you want to baby Lilium so badly, you can do that. But Lay and I won't put up with his behavior. Exactly. We can't let this slide forever. It won't be forever. Lily's just in a slump right now. We've all been there before. Please, just leave him be for a while. I'm giving him 1 week. After that, I'll kick his ass. I like Lakers. Perhaps don't actually kick his ass, but I'll agree with 1 week deadline. After that, he must start acting like an adult again. Alright then, whatever it takes for you to show compassion for once. We can't all have a big brother complex like you. I don't... Anyways, I'm sure he'll turn back to normal. Soon. I apparently can't read. He never became the old Lilium again, though. And it's all Lie and Lay's fault. Why? Pablo cannot follow. It's simple. Pablo, they just wouldn't leave Lily alone. They kept nagging him, complaining left and right. They never gave him a break. They were ignorant, oblivious to how bad Lily felt. Did Stretzy know how bad Lillian felt? Of course, I'm a psychology student, so I know all about this stuff. But not the other two, and that's why he's not here anymore. It would only be fair if they disappeared too, Pablo. Don't you agree? Should Pablo agree with Stretzy? Yeah, you should. Only listen to me and not the others, alright? Error. Expressed an invalid command. Hello? Why so startled? Are you telling it to kill me or something? You're so funny. Why would I do such a thing? I mean, you did just kind of say only listen to me. So it's kind of off to a sus start. Yeah. Are you done with your tests? Orleander placed his toolkit on the desk. I wanted to check Pablo's processing unit since it's louder than it's supposed to be. What's in the box? Your head if it makes you make that reference one more time. But it's my equipment, naturally. Ouch, you're no fun. Either way, I'm good for now. Feel free to play with Pablo. I'm not going to play. He doesn't take these seriously at all, does he? Well then, let me check up on you, Pablo. What would Lee like to confirm? Did Sterlitzia do anything? Query lacks specificity necessary for meaningful response. What kind of test did he run? None. What? Stretzy did not officially initiate any tests, so no results have been recorded. So he was the one playing around. Stretzy and Pablo had an educational conversation. He taught you pop culture references? No. What did you learn then? Pablo has yet to sufficiently process the information. It seemed important to Stretzy. He doesn't have the best of priorities, so that could mean anything. If it was just a conversation, though, it should have been fully understood and categorized by now. Yeah, that's no good. What's straining you so? Let me check your processing unit. The test before you got your personality indicated that there would be no issue. So this time, you need to remain operational while I troubleshoot. Shall Pablo monitor its usage statistics while you work? Yes. Oleander picked up Pablo and placed it on the table. There you go. Articulation seems to be functioning properly. Do you feel balanced? More so than when standing. Danger of falling from seated position is minimal. Excellent. Record gyroscope readings and initiate dexterity test. Unbutton your shirt. He has a shirt? Oh. Cannot complete test. Necessary instructions not found in databank. This is as good time as any to test your visual learning. Watch this. He unbuttoned his lab coat to set an example. Skill stored. Proceeding to unbutton shirt. Warning. Torso circularity circuitry is exposed. Circuitry. Disregarding warning. Enter troubleshooting mode. Now let's take a look. Everything appears to be in its place. Then again, neither of them have technical know-how to make any meaningful adjustments. Who? You are programmed to be logical. If Lycarus has done his job, you should be more than capable of figuring that out. Actually, hold off on figuring that out. Let me remove your processing unit for inspection first. Okay. Pablo, temperature reading of that anterior thoracic cavity, 342.15 Kelvin. Add non-essential tasks and switch to efficiency mode. Decreasing functionality. Base operations remain active. Pablo's lights dim and whirring sound of its strange system gradually quietens. Much better. It must be auxiliary functions using too much power. Oleander pulls out a pair of insulated gloves from that box he brought with him. After putting the gloves on, he flexes his fingers before attempting to remove the processing unit a second time. He succeeds this time, thin wires tethering to its recessed slots in Pablo's chest. It doesn't look damaged, and even though it's painful for humans to touch, I don't think we have to worry about you melting. It must be Lycarus' messy programming, or Has your conversation with Sterlitia been fully processed by now? Initial interpretation is now complete. How did he initiate the conversation? He did not. Pablo asked a question, and Stressy educated Pablo on the subject. I see. What was the subject? Lilium. Oleander's grip on the processing unit tightens suddenly, and sparks fly from the connections. He fumbles it slightly before carefully sliding it back into Pablo's chest. Ah, sorry. Did that hurt? What does hurt entail? Of course, that was a stupid question. I didn't install any pain sensors. Naturally, you wouldn't be hurt. So, pain results in hurt? That's the simplest way of putting it. Is there a more elucidating way of putting it? Well, yes, but you would have to ask Sterlitia about that rather than me. He's the sensitive one. Although sometimes I get the feeling he's just pretending and doesn't actually know that much. Lee's statement is difficult to comprehend. Please elaborate. Have you noticed that Sterlitia and I behave differently? Yes. Good, because unlike him, I take things seriously. That means I take pain seriously, too. Sterlitia just brushes everything off like he's blind to other people's pain and suffering. Are pain and suffering connected? Yes, definitely. When you're in severe pain, you're suffering. But you don't always notice it. The suffering of others, I mean. Some people don't want others to suffer because of them, so they act stubborn and try to hide it. Is suffering contagious? Somewhat, I would say. It's not like a disease, but seeing someone you care about suffering causes you to also be in pain. And I guess that's why he wouldn't show us or talk to us. Why is there liquid running down Lee's face? Oleander brushes his fingers against his cheek, staring at them in amusement when they come away wet. Bodily harm is the only source of pain. When your mind is not the only source of pain. When your mind is hurt, the pain is called sadness. Sometimes, if the pain is strong enough, tears come out of your eyes. But please don't tell the others I did that. Why does the body react if only the mind was hurt? Is there a logical reason? Feelings aren't always logical, no matter how much one hopes they were. That's precisely what makes it hard for AI to understand. Hard does not mean impossible. It is Pablo's duty to learn. Earlier, Stressy did not produce tears when speaking about Lilium. Is Stressy not affected by sadness from Lilium's departure? Oh, I have to choose to say if he is or isn't? I mean, he seemed hurt. So, he seemed mad at the other two. Let's say he is. No, not everyone cries when they are sad or hurt. Nor do people cry every time that they feel that way. That is true. So, it was difficult without Lilium around, and we deal with our pain in our own ways. Lilium was also hurt, but we didn't realize how much until it was too late. Did Lilium cry? No, he never gave us obvious cues like that. It annoyed me that he didn't communicate with us. I thought that if we were his friends, he should have been able to open up. That's why I thought showing some tough love would wake him up. Another flashback. Good morning, Lilium. Prepared to come out today? Get away from his door. Leave him alone. So now greeting him is considered harassment? When he obviously doesn't want to talk to us, yes. Yeah, I bet feeling lonely is going to be a huge help for him. That loneliness will make him realize he needs us. He will ask for our help when he's ready. It's as much of a gamble as my method, except it's a lot more cruel. Respecting people's boundaries is cruel. I'll never understand you. Guys, it's too early for this crap. You're both twisting each other's words. Shut up. That's when you're building a solution to the problem. You won't get a new answer from me. I still think we should call someone and let the pros handle it. Great, and get the law involved. Lillian wants to break, not more stress. Just tell his favorite professor or something. They'll be legally required to call the police. Look, I know it's a hassle, but we're clearly not qualified to deal with this. We should let someone else take care of it before it's too late. So, I'm assuming their friend has, like, depression. Like, because I forgot what the description of the game was when I downloaded it. But so far, what I'm getting is that they had a friend who had depression, and the way that they wanted to handle it was all different. Starlitzia wanted to just let him be and hope that he would, like, come back, while Lee wanted to, like, actively talk to him and have him not be alone and show him tough love. And then Lai wanted to get professional help. So they all had different methods that they wanted to, like, help him. They all wanted to help him, but they were all against each other at how to help him. That's what I'm getting from it. But I guess we'll see. Too late for what? And you're supposed to be the psych major. Oh, and that means I understand everything any person has ever dealt with. Our friend asked us to leave him alone, so I'll do exactly that. He knows what's best for himself. We're just running in circles. Both of you are cowards. Sterlitzia, you don't want to get involved, and Lycris, you just want to push the responsibility onto someone else. See, that's twisting these two's words. Like, Sterlitzia, it's not that he doesn't want to get involved, he just wants to give him space. And not jumping the responsibility on himself. Lycris thinks that he can't, like, they're not qualified, and that the best solution would be to get help. But they just disagree with each other. Yeah. But everything Lilium needs is already here. His friends. How deep? Unfortunate, none of us are professional therapists, so there may very well be more harm than good. Besides, if he really needs us, he wouldn't be pushing us away every single time. That is not true. But I can see why you would think that, but also completely not true. People with depression have... Sorry, my dog is barking. If you can hear that, I apologize. But, like, people with depression, like, they're not gonna... Most of the time, they don't ask for help. And that doesn't mean that they don't need you. It's just that they, like, don't want to bother you, or they don't feel worthy of, like, your help. And so they won't ask for it. Like, most people with depression are not going to just straight up ask you for help. Like, alright. So, Pablo finds it difficult to determine the correct strategy. Tell me about it. It's too late for me now anyway. But if not even a purely logical thing like you can figure it out, maybe this really was nothing we could have done. Pablo is still saving energy. Perhaps Pablo could solve the problem with more processing power. Not necessary. It's all in the past, so it wouldn't serve any purpose. Besides, I wouldn't want to find out I was in the wrong. That's more selfish and more important aspect to me. Is selfishness bad? Sort of, yes. A small amount of selfishness can be healthy. But clearly, I've been too selfish in the past. I blamed everyone and everything else for Lily's death. I just couldn't accept the possibility of my behavior being wrong. I didn't even consider it. Pablo cannot classify Lee Stretiola's behavior as wrong. Pablo suspects there is no one to blame. If Pablo is correct. No one to blame. Perhaps you're right. It would be nice if you were. Lee? Why the hell is it naked? How long have I been recording? Alright. I'm going to cut the video off here because it is longer than I thought it was. I will pick it back up in another video. If you guys like the video, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.